Hey guys, it's Sandy. Let me show you some super simple things you probably already have at home that you can do to prevent getting the flu, the cold, that razor blade throat virus that's going around that people are talking about that's going viral where everybody's getting it. There are so many different viruses and bacteria that we can get going into wintertime that make us sick. But if you just did a few things, a few seconds a day, get some stuff that you already have at home and you could prevent from getting sick, wouldn't you want to do that? Let me show you. Super simple. Here's two things that you probably already have in your house that you can use. Salt, which this is just regular white table salt. We do like to use a good pink salt for our food because of all the minerals in it. But for gargling and using it for healing things, salt right here. And isopropyl alcohol, which you probably already have in your house also. So I want to show you how to use those. Other things you may need or want, you get to pick whatever you want to use, is a nasal spray and some kind of a mouthwash gargle. All right, so let's start with the nose. Why do you even want to do this? Well, what happens is viruses and bacteria, they get inside of your body and they like to adhere inside of your nose and inside of the back of your throat. So usually viruses and bacteria, they'll get into your body at least 3 to 5 days before you'll ever get sick. So if you're around somebody that has a cold and the very next day you get a cold, you probably didn't get it from that person. It's probably been in your body just waiting to come out. Because what it does is those germs and viruses, they get into your nose, they get into the back of your throat, and they start burrowing themselves down into your body. And then they come out and you're sick. But you can prevent that from happening with just a few seconds a day. So as we're going into wintertime, we've got all the cold and flu season and family gatherings and parties and all of that you're going to be around, sporting events, concerts. A lot of people we're going to be around. Do these things to prevent getting sick now. So a few seconds a day could keep you out of the doctor's office and also could keep you from a week or two of misery. Let's start with the nose. We've got a saline nasal spray. Super easy. Saline meaning that it is salt water. So all you do is spray this up your nose, both nostrils, once a day. That's it. The other thing you can do, it's either or, you don't need to do both, is you just take some isopropyl alcohol. And all you do is take your Q-tip, stick it down in, get it wet, and then go onto the inside of both nostrils. That's it. So what you're doing by doing that is you are disrupting those viruses and germs that have gotten inside of your body. So they don't have time to burrow down into your body. You just want to keep all of that disrupted in there. So if you do it once a day, you're good. You're going to be able to keep yourself from getting those viruses and bacteria, or at least keeping it from getting it as bad. Like you might not get as sick if you do get sick. Hydrogen peroxide, that's another thing that you can do. Now you want to make sure when you're buying a nasal spray to buy a saline spray. I just got this one on Amazon. It'll last you all winter long. Don't buy the ones, it is an addictive thing if you buy the ones that have the medicines in them, the different chemicals, stuff in them. That's not what you want. Just get plain old salt water. All you're doing is trying to disrupt what's going on inside. This is good for allergies too, allergy season. Okay, so we know that germs and viruses get into the nose, but they also get into the back of the throat. So you need to do something to keep that disrupted also. You can use plain old salt, make salt water, or you can get some kind of a mouthwash and just gargle. That's all you're doing is gargling back in there just to disrupt anything that has gotten in you that can make you sick, and then just spit it out. So salt water, you just make a warm salt water. We used to use this whenever we were kids. Our parents, or my mom and dad, would have us make warm salt water if we had a sore in our mouth or if our throat hurts. We just gargle that. It just helps heal. But right now, all we want to do is disrupt anything going on in our throat. So mouthwash works just as good. This is easier for me because I don't have to mix up anything. All I do is put this in my mouth, gargle in the back of my throat, spit it out, and I'm done. But make sure that you are buying a good mouthwash because, again, we aren't looking for the greens and blues and yellow dyes that they put in mouthwash, the different chemicals they put into it. You want a good mouthwash that's also healthy for your body, and you're just going to disrupt what's going on. But if you don't want to buy anything, which I got these off of Amazon, but if you don't want to buy anything, use what you have at home. But the whole idea is preventative care, a little bit of time each day. And I'm talking about literally, it only takes a few seconds a day to do this, will keep you out of the doctor's office. And it'll also keep you from a whole week of feeling terrible and being super sick. Or, like I said, at least maybe you aren't getting as sick. Another thing that I just did want to show you is if you've got dry nose in the wintertime, like we have a fireplace, so and just the heat on, then it makes our noses more dry. This is a really nice saline gel that you can just put on the inside of your nose. Saline again, salt water, not a big deal. You might ask, but I'm already sick. What am I supposed to do? Again, make yourself some salt water and gargle. At least that's going to still disrupt things and also help heal. You know, if you've got a sore throat or something going on there. Honey is a great thing also for a scratchy throat. That's a good one. Warm water, warm lemon water, warm tea. Those are good for a scratchy throat. And viruses, they're just going to run their course. You don't need antibiotics for viruses. You feel pretty miserable though. But, you know, comfort care is all you can do at that point. This still isn't a bad idea to use. But isn't it even better if you just do these things every day, all through winter, make it a habit and prevent it? So whether it's morning or evening, and if I was at an event, I'm going to do it twice a day, just because for the next few days. So maybe I went to the hospital to see somebody, or maybe I was at a concert. Then for the next following 3 to 5 days, I'm going to do it morning and night because I just don't want to get sick. Anyway, you guys, I just wanted to share this. I hope this is helpful to you before we go into those winter cold months and winter sickness months. All right, that's all I have for now. Until next time, I'm out.